Yeah. Uh, Once upon a time, there was this young lady who already had a son who was 1.5 years old, and she was heavily pregnant. So she couldn't bear to have another child in her conditions. She was a sickly woman, so she gave out the child for an adoption. So this young man who was adopted by a rich family went on to grow up and be a man and become an engineer. So the woman's other child, who was the elder one, she sold everything that she had in order to raise this young man to be a better person. She wanted him to have a normal life, of which she never had. So this woman, she happens to be sick, and she went mad, and then she went blind as well. So apparently this young other engineer used to come and visit this young man, not knowingly they were brothers, you see. So they would do their work at this young man's house. But then one day she could hear there's a little bit of noise on the other room, which was always locked. And then this man was curious about what is it that is inside there. So one day he came and he was suspicious, and he said to the owner of the house, said, okay, go and buy me some springs, I'm not feeling well. So when this guy went to buy some spring, and then this guy, he went to the door, and then he opened the door, and then inside he saw a woman who was blind, and then she was sitting on the bed, and then the woman said to her, Molanta, come here. And then the man said, come on, mama, what you mean, Molanta? I'm not Molanta, who are you? And then she said, I know you. Then the man said, how do you know me? I only see you now. And then look at your condition. Why are you inside here? And then the woman said, look, this young man has been locking me here for over the years. I never see the sun for a very long time. If I can see the sun, I only want to see the sun, you see. But then this woman said, Mama, tell me, what happened? What happened to you? Why are you here? Said, this man that you are visiting is my son. I always hear your voice. And then I suspected this smell, that I know this smell. Then the boy said, how do you know my smell? He said, look, you are my son. Then the woman said, please let me hold your hand. And then the woman can feel that vibration, that energy. He said, you are my son. She said to him, 2 years ago you had an accident, and those accidents you survived. And the man said, how do you know, Mama, that I had an accident? It's true I had an accident. He said, I was inside the car. Then the man said, he said, spiritual, I was inside the car. He said, look, I know your birthmarks. Then the man said, prove to me, because how do you know that I had? Then the man said to him, I had only one birthmark, Mama, underneath my heart. Then the woman said, no, you have three. It's the one that is underneath your heart, and the other one underneath your hand and behind your back. And then the guy said, he look around, he look in the mirror, and to find out the woman was saying exactly that what the man saw. And he said, you are my son, I gave up for adoption. I could not handle you. So because I had a problem with my health, and then apparently I want this guy to have a better life, and you are also give up for you adoption for a rich family, so that you must grow up a better life. Then the man cried. He cried so much. Both of them, they hold each other and they cry and they cry. Then he said to Mama, today I'm taking you home. I'm taking you home. By the time he was saying this, the young man came in, and then he opened the door and he found the man hugging the old woman. And he said, what's going on? He said, you, how come? How dare you lock this mama, my mother, inside this room? And then there was a confusion. This guy said, no, how do you know? He said, it's my mother. And then he told him the whole story. And he said, I'm taking you, Mama, to my home. And from now onwards, you are going to live a better life. I'm saying this story because of I had a mother who was mad, And one day I passed in the bus station and I saw my mother standing outside and she was not okay. And I said, God, please help me to take my mother to a place of safety. And I did that. I took my mother to a place of safety. And then before I was ashamed of my mother, what the people were going to say, because sometimes she would wash with dirty hair, dirty water. Sometimes she stayed in an unhealthy places. I couldn't do anything because I was struggling myself. Because I was married and I was not even working. I couldn't reach out to my mother to give a better life. But I asked God intervention. Today my mother is in a good hands, in a place of safety. I'm saying this story. Please, don't be ashamed of your mother and your parents. This story will change your life.